Force yourself to be consistent, a Stoic approach. Consistency is the cornerstone of personal growth and success, yet it's often one of the hardest things to maintain. Life is filled with distractions, obstacles, and moments of doubt. So, how do we stay the course when motivation fades or when challenges arise? The answer lies in the timeless teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes discipline, resilience, and the power of choice. Let's break this down into actionable principles inspired by Stoic wisdom, with each point shedding light on how to force yourself to be consistent, even when it feels impossible. 1. Accept that motivation is temporary. Motivation is fleeting, discipline is enduring. Stoicism teaches us not to rely on emotions or fleeting inspiration, but on deliberate actions. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The Stoic mindset demands that we act according to reason, not feelings. Commit to doing the work even when you don't feel like it. By accepting that motivation will waver, you can prepare yourself to stay consistent by leaning on structure and habit, not emotion. 2. Focus only on what you can control. A Stoic knows that external circumstances are unpredictable, but your actions and decisions are entirely within your control. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Consistency comes from focusing on what you can control today, in this moment, without worrying about the results or outcomes. Control your effort, your mindset, and your dedication to the task. Everything else is secondary. 3. Break big goals into small, manageable steps. One of the most practical Stoic strategies is breaking overwhelming goals into smaller, actionable pieces. Large goals often lead to procrastination because they feel intimidating. Instead, tackle them one step at a time. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about steady, incremental progress. One small step each day compounds into massive results over time. 4. Build habits that align with your values. Consistency is easier when your actions align with your core principles and values. Reflect on why you're pursuing a goal. Is it tied to something meaningful to you? Stoics believe that living according to your values brings clarity and focus. Marcus Aurelius advises, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. When your habits reflect your values, staying consistent becomes a natural extension of who you are. 5. Embrace discomfort as part of the process. Stoicism teaches us to embrace hardship, not run from it. Consistency often requires pushing through discomfort, fatigue, and self-doubt. As Seneca put it, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Instead of avoiding discomfort, welcome it as a necessary part of growth. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your resilience. Train your mind to see discomfort as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Over time, this builds mental toughness and consistency. 6. Develop an internal locus of control. Winners don't blame external circumstances for their failures. They take full responsibility for their actions and outcomes. Epictetus reminds us, man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them. By shifting your focus inward, you can control your reactions and maintain consistency, no matter what external chaos surrounds you. Consistency starts from within. Don't let the outside world dictate your discipline. 7. Set a routine and stick to it. Routines are the backbone of consistency. Stoicism values structure and discipline as tools to cultivate a steady life. Design a daily schedule that prioritizes your goals and eliminates unnecessary distractions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. By sticking to a routine, you remove the need to rely on willpower. Your actions become automatic, making consistency easier. 8. Reflect daily on your progress. The Stoics believed in self-reflection as a means of growth. Take time each day to review your actions and assess your progress. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? Seneca advises, every night before going to sleep, we must ask ourselves, What weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I acquire? Daily reflection reinforces consistency by helping you stay accountable to yourself. 9. Practice gratitude for the process. Rather than obsessing over results, be grateful for the opportunity to grow through consistent effort. Gratitude shifts your focus from frustration to appreciation, making it easier to stay motivated. As Marcus Aurelius said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. When you're thankful for the process, consistency becomes less of a burden and more of a gift. 10. Understand the power of momentum. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum makes future actions easier. The hardest part of any task is starting. Once you begin, the effort required decreases over time. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly. Start small, keep going, and let momentum carry you forward. The more you build consistency, the easier it becomes to maintain. 11. Commit to the process, not the outcome. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on actions rather than being attached to results. Consistency flourishes when your attention shifts from external rewards to internal progress. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of obsessing over whether your efforts are paying off, commit fully to doing the work each day. The more you focus on the process, the less you'll be swayed by temporary outcomes, and the more consistent you'll become. 12. Limit distractions to protect your focus. Consistency demands focus, and focus is often lost due to distractions. The Stoics remind us to eliminate what doesn't matter. Seneca warns, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Identify the habits, people, or activities that pull your attention away from your goals and minimize their impact. By simplifying your environment and reducing distractions, you create a space where consistency can thrive. 13. Embrace self-discipline as a core virtue. For the Stoics, discipline is a fundamental virtue and the foundation of a meaningful life. Epictetus advises, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Recognize that self-discipline is a muscle that strengthens with practice. Each time you stay consistent, you reinforce this essential trait. View discipline as a gift, not a burden, and it will guide you toward consistency in all areas of life. 14. Seek progress, not perfection. Perfectionism is the enemy of consistency. Stoicism teaches us to embrace imperfection and focus on steady improvement instead. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Don't let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." When setbacks happen or you fall short, don't give up. Learn from the experience and continue moving forward. Consistency isn't about being flawless. It's about showing up and giving your best effort, no matter the circumstances. 15. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people around you can either uplift or derail your efforts. Stoics emphasize the importance of choosing your company wisely. Seneca wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Surround yourself with those who support your goals and inspire you to remain consistent. Positive influences can provide encouragement, accountability, and motivation when you need it most, helping you stay on track. 16. Use obstacles as opportunities for growth. Stoicism teaches us to reframe challenges as opportunities. When faced with an obstacle, see it as a chance to strengthen your consistency. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Instead of seeing setbacks as reasons to quit, view them as part of the journey. Every obstacle overcome builds your resilience and reinforces your commitment. By changing your perspective, you turn difficulties into stepping stones for success. 17. Practice patience and long-term thinking. Consistency requires patience. The Stoics encourage us to adopt a long-term mindset, avoiding the pitfalls of instant gratification. Epictetus advises, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a figure. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." Remind yourself that meaningful results take time. Stay the course, even when progress feels slow. Patience allows you to maintain consistency without succumbing to frustration or impatience. 18. Build a strong why behind your actions. Stoicism emphasizes purpose. Knowing why you're pursuing a goal provides the motivation to stay consistent, even in tough times. Ask yourself, why is this important to me? How does this align with my values? Seneca reminds us, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. A clear purpose acts as your anchor, keeping you steady and focused when challenges arise. 19. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a trap that can derail your consistency. Stoicism teaches us to focus inward on our own journey, rather than measuring ourselves against others. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time thinking about what others do or say. Instead, think about what you haven't done and need to do." Stay consistent by competing only with the person you were yesterday, not with anyone else. When you focus on your progress, you free yourself from the distractions of envy and self-doubt. 20. Celebrate small wins to reinforce consistency. Finally, acknowledge and celebrate your small victories along the way. Stoicism encourages gratitude, and recognizing progress keeps you motivated. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. This reinforces your efforts and makes consistency feel rewarding. By finding joy in progress, you cultivate a mindset that values persistence and effort over immediate results." 21. Focus on your sphere of control. Stoicism emphasizes controlling what you can and letting go of what you cannot. Consistency thrives when you direct your energy only toward things within your control. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Worrying about external factors, like how others react or unforeseen circumstances, only wastes energy. Instead, focus on your actions, your effort, and your attitude. By narrowing your focus, you'll find it easier to stay consistent without being derailed by things outside your influence. 22. Develop a morning routine. A strong morning routine sets the tone for the day and establishes consistency right from the start. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Use your mornings to set intentions, practice gratitude, and prioritize your tasks. This habit anchors you in purpose and creates momentum for the rest of the day. A consistent morning routine builds discipline and ensures you start every day with clarity and focus. 23. Use visualization to prepare for challenges. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, to prepare for challenges in advance. This practice builds mental resilience and helps maintain consistency. Picture potential obstacles and how you'll overcome them. Visualize yourself staying consistent even when faced with difficulties. Seneca advised, "He who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." By mentally rehearsing your response to challenges, you strengthen your ability to remain steady and consistent in reality. 24. Avoid overloading yourself. Taking on too much at once can lead to burnout, which is the enemy of consistency. The Stoics emphasize moderation and balance. Epictetus reminds us, "If you seek tranquility, do less. Do what's essential, and do it well." Focus on a few key priorities instead of trying to achieve everything at once. This approach prevents overwhelm and allows you to maintain steady progress. Consistency isn't about doing it all. It's about doing the right things consistently. 25. Turn setbacks into motivation. Stoicism teaches that setbacks are inevitable, but they don't have to stop you. In fact, they can fuel your determination to stay consistent. Marcus Aurelius said, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." View failures as feedback and learn from them. Each setback is an opportunity to grow stronger and refine your approach. When you embrace setbacks as part of the journey, you cultivate a mindset that is unshakable in its consistency. 26. Cultivate emotional resilience. One of the core principles of Stoicism is emotional control. By cultivating emotional resilience, you can maintain consistency regardless of how you feel in the moment. Epictetus says, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Practice separating your emotions from your actions. If you feel frustration, sadness, or anger, don't let these emotions dictate whether you keep going. When you focus on actions instead of fleeting emotions, your consistency becomes unshakable. 27. Hold yourself accountable. Stoicism stresses personal responsibility, and accountability is key to maintaining consistency. Hold yourself to the standards you set for yourself, without relying on others to keep you on track. Marcus Aurelius advises, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Track your progress, reflect on your actions, and keep yourself honest. The more you hold yourself accountable, the more consistent you'll become. Accountability strengthens your resolve and ensures that you stay committed to your goals, even when the going gets tough. 28. Stay humble and open to feedback. Stoicism encourages humility, and remaining open to constructive criticism can help you improve and stay consistent. Seneca said, "A good character is not made in a single day, but through 1,000 acts." Seek feedback from those you trust and reflect on it with an open mind. Being humble enough to learn from others makes you more adaptable and consistent in your efforts. Humility allows you to see where you can improve, and this continuous self-reflection helps maintain long-term consistency. 29. Build small, sustainable habits. Consistency doesn't require drastic changes all at once. Small, sustainable habits can lead to lasting results. Stoicism teaches us that progress is built step by step. Epictetus wrote, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a figure. Start small, focusing on daily habits that are easy to maintain. Over time, these small actions compound and lead to significant progress. By starting with manageable tasks, you ensure that consistency remains a sustainable practice in your life." 30. Keep your goals aligned with your values. When your goals are in line with your values, consistency becomes easier. Stoicism teaches that living in accordance with your principles leads to fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Align your actions with your deepest values. This alignment makes it easier to stay consistent because the work you're doing feels meaningful and true to who you are. When you know that your efforts reflect your values, consistency becomes a natural extension of your life. 31. Embrace the journey, not just the outcome. Stoicism emphasizes living in the present moment and embracing the journey rather than focusing solely on the end result. This mindset helps maintain consistency without getting discouraged by distant goals. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By appreciating each step along the way, you keep your mind focused on what you can control right now, rather than worrying about an uncertain future. Embracing the journey allows you to stay consistent, as each small act contributes to your growth. 32. Commit to daily improvement. One of the Stoic practices is daily self-reflection, which aids in consistent personal growth. By focusing on continuous improvement, you make progress a habit. Seneca said, "You should not think of your life as something that is completed, but as something still to be perfected." Commit to improving just one small aspect of yourself every day. Over time, this adds up to consistent progress, and it helps you stay motivated. The pursuit of daily self-improvement ensures that your consistency becomes a natural, ongoing process. 33. Develop stronger self-discipline. Self-discipline is at the heart of consistency, and the Stoics emphasize developing it through mindful actions. When you control your impulses and make disciplined decisions, staying consistent becomes much easier. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Practice self-control in all aspects of life, from your thoughts to your actions. The more disciplined you become, the more naturally consistency follows. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, enabling you to stay committed to your goals. 34. Keep your mind and body in balance. Stoicism teaches the importance of balance between the mind and body. When both are in harmony, it's easier to maintain consistency in everything you do. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, take care of your body as if you were going to live forever, and take care of your soul as if you were going to die tomorrow. Regular physical activity, good nutrition, and mental exercises help create a balanced lifestyle that supports sustained efforts. Taking care of your physical health complements your mental strength, making it easier to stay consistent. 35. Avoid perfectionism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on progress, not perfection. Trying to be perfect can lead to frustration, while focusing on improvement builds consistency over time. Epictetus said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Don't let the fear of making mistakes stop you from moving forward. Consistency is about showing up and putting in the effort, not about being flawless. By releasing the pressure of perfection, you free yourself to continue working steadily toward your goals. 36. Simplify your approach. Stoicism encourages simplicity in life to avoid distractions and unnecessary complexity. When you simplify your approach to goals, it becomes easier to stay consistent. Marcus Aurelius stated, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Cut out anything that doesn't contribute to your goals or well-being. A simplified life is one where your energy is directed toward meaningful pursuits, helping you stay on track. By simplifying your approach, you eliminate barriers to consistency and make the process of improvement feel natural. 37. Focus on what you can control. A cornerstone of Stoic thought is focusing on what is within your control. By not obsessing over things you cannot change, you free up your energy to remain consistent in the areas where you can have an impact. Epictetus wrote, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Avoid the temptation to fixate on outcomes, results, or external factors. Instead, dedicate your energy to what you can directly influence, your actions and attitudes. This focus empowers you to stay consistent, as it removes unnecessary mental clutter and allows you to channel your energy where it matters most. 38. Cultivate patience. The Stoics emphasized the importance of patience, especially in the pursuit of long-term goals. Real progress takes time, and patience is necessary for consistency. Seneca said, "Time heals what reason cannot." Don't rush the process. Trust that steady, incremental efforts will lead to the results you want. The more patient you are, the easier it will be to stay consistent, even when the end goal feels distant. Patience reduces frustration and makes consistency feel like a natural, rewarding path to follow. 39. Let go of the need for external validation. Stoicism teaches that your worth and your actions should not be dependent on external validation. By letting go of the need for approval, you can stay focused on being consistent, regardless of others' opinions. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Remind yourself that your value is not determined by others. Focus on the internal satisfaction of progress and self-improvement. When you are not constantly seeking external validation, your energy is freed up to remain consistently focused on your own journey. 40. Recognize the power of your thoughts. Stoicism teaches that our thoughts shape our reality. By cultivating positive, empowering thoughts, you create an environment where consistency can thrive. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Monitor your thoughts and replace negative or limiting beliefs with empowering ones. If you consistently think positively and constructively, you will be more likely to maintain your discipline. The power of thought is the foundation of consistency, as your mind is the lens through which you experience and act in the world. 41. Overcome the fear of failure. One of the greatest obstacles to consistency is the fear of failure. Stoicism teaches us that failure is a natural part of life and should be embraced as an opportunity to learn and grow. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Change your perspective on failure. It's not something to avoid, but rather an inevitable part of the process. By accepting that you will stumble, you can stay consistent in your efforts, knowing that mistakes are stepping stones to progress. By conquering the fear of failure, you'll become more willing to continue moving forward, no matter the setbacks. 42. Focus on your internal strength. Stoicism emphasizes the power of inner strength. When you develop your mental and emotional fortitude, external circumstances can't derail your consistency. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Train your mind to be strong in the face of adversity. Whether you face criticism, challenges, or obstacles, trust in your ability to handle them and stay on track. When you rely on your internal strength, consistency becomes an unshakable part of your character. 43. Align your actions with your virtue. For the Stoics, virtue is the highest good, and aligning your actions with virtuous principles is key to maintaining consistency. When you act in accordance with your values, consistency feels like a natural outcome. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Reflect on the virtues you value most, whether it's wisdom, courage, or justice, and let these guide your decisions. By aligning your actions with your virtues, consistency becomes a natural result. Virtue not only guides your actions, but also provides you with the resilience needed to remain consistent, even in difficult times. 44. Stop overthinking and start doing. Overthinking can paralyze progress and make it difficult to maintain consistency. Stoicism encourages action over endless contemplation. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Instead of constantly planning or worrying about the future, focus on taking action now. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. When you focus more on action than overthinking, consistency becomes second nature as you learn to trust in your ability to move forward. 45. Remain grateful for the process. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can help you stay consistent, even when the journey seems long or difficult. The Stoics practiced gratitude as a way to remain content with their circumstances and find peace in the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars, and see yourself running with them." Take time each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. Even in times of hardship, this gratitude shifts your perspective and helps you stay grounded. Gratitude helps maintain a sense of fulfillment, making it easier to stay consistent, regardless of external challenges. 46. Take responsibility for your actions. Stoicism encourages taking full responsibility for your actions and decisions, without placing blame on others or external factors. When you take ownership of your choices, you are more likely to stay consistent because you recognize that your efforts directly affect your outcomes. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By owning your actions, you empower yourself to make necessary adjustments and keep moving forward, regardless of challenges. Taking responsibility ensures that you remain in control of your consistency, rather than letting external events dictate your actions. 47. Prioritize what truly matters. In order to stay consistent, it's essential to focus on the things that align with your true values and long-term goals. Stoics believed in prioritizing what is essential and letting go of distractions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time on what you don't value. Reflect on your priorities and eliminate anything that diverts your attention from what truly matters." By focusing on the essential, consistency becomes more attainable. By narrowing your focus to what truly matters, you eliminate the overwhelm that comes with trying to do everything, making consistency feel easier. 48. Don't let emotions control you. Emotions can often derail consistency, as they can lead to impulsive decisions or self-doubt. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge our emotions without letting them control our behavior. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Instead of reacting emotionally to setbacks, pause and evaluate the situation rationally. Recognize your emotions, but don't let them dictate your actions. Mastering your emotions helps you remain steady and consistent, even in challenging situations. 49. View obstacles as opportunities. A core Stoic idea is to view obstacles not as setbacks, but as opportunities for growth and improvement. When you embrace this mindset, You're more likely to stay consistent because you see challenges as part of the process rather than something to avoid. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Whenever you encounter obstacles, shift your perspective to view them as opportunities to practice resilience, learn, and grow. By viewing obstacles as opportunities, consistency becomes easier because every challenge becomes a chance to further develop yourself. 50. Recognize the impermanence of everything. Understanding the impermanence of life can help you stay consistent by putting your challenges and setbacks into perspective. Stoicism teaches that everything is transient, and knowing this can make you more resilient when times get tough. Epictetus said, "Nothing is permanent, and all things pass." By remembering that difficult situations are temporary, you can stay focused on your long-term goals without being overwhelmed by the present moment. Recognizing the impermanence of life helps you keep your eyes on the bigger picture, fostering consistency even in the face of temporary setbacks. 51. Practice self-compassion. Stoicism isn't about being harsh with yourself during tough times. It's about accepting your imperfections and learning from them. Practice self-compassion to maintain consistency, as it helps you get back on track without harsh self-criticism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Understand that setbacks and mistakes are part of the journey. Instead of being overly critical, treat yourself with kindness and use challenges as learning opportunities." Self-compassion encourages perseverance, helping you stay consistent even when things don't go perfectly. 52. Build mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to push through difficult situations, and Stoicism is all about developing this resilience. When you build mental toughness, you can remain consistent even when obstacles seem overwhelming. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Train your mind to stay calm and focused under pressure. The more you practice mental toughness, the easier it will be to maintain consistency in the long run. A mentally tough individual doesn't get thrown off course by obstacles, making consistency feel natural and achievable. 53. Stop comparing yourself to others. One of the most common traps that hinder consistency is comparing yourself to others. Stoicism teaches that the only comparison that matters is to your past self, not to the achievements of others. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of looking at others, focus on your own progress and the small improvements you make each day. Comparison creates unnecessary pressure and disrupts consistency. By focusing on your personal journey, you free yourself from distractions and stay consistent in your own growth. 54. Cultivate a strong sense of purpose. A clear sense of purpose is the foundation of consistency. Stoics believe that understanding your purpose helps you remain grounded and dedicated, no matter what challenges arise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Take time to reflect on what truly drives you and what your values are. When your purpose is clear, it becomes much easier to stay consistent, as everything you do will be aligned with your deeper goals. A strong sense of purpose fuels consistency, ensuring that you stay on track no matter the obstacles. 55. Learn to let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism can be a major barrier to consistency. Stoicism teaches that striving for perfection can often lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, focus on progress, not perfection. Seneca said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Recognize that no one is perfect, and that's okay. Aim for steady improvement rather than flawless execution. This mindset helps you stay consistent without the pressure of being perfect every time. Letting go of perfectionism allows you to move forward without getting stuck in unrealistic standards, making consistency easier to maintain. Incorporating Stoic principles into the practice of consistency is not just about following a set of rules. It's about transforming your mindset to align with timeless wisdom. Stoicism teaches us that external circumstances, challenges, and setbacks are inevitable parts of life. However, how we respond to them determines our progress and success. By understanding the core principles of Stoicism, like focusing on what you can control, accepting impermanence, and embracing obstacles as opportunities, We can cultivate a resilience that enables us to stay consistent, even in the face of adversity. Consistency isn't about rigidly following a schedule every single day. It's about nurturing the ability to keep moving forward, even when life throws unexpected challenges our way. It's about developing the mental toughness to persevere through difficult times, while also practicing self-compassion when things don't go according to plan. Stoicism teaches that we must focus on the present moment, stop overthinking, and embrace the idea that setbacks are simply a part of the journey, not the end of it. By taking responsibility for our actions, cultivating mental strength, and aligning our actions with our values, we can maintain consistency that feels effortless. But this consistency isn't a result of sheer willpower alone. It's built on a solid foundation of patience, self-awareness, and the understanding that everything, including obstacles, is temporary. The Stoic approach encourages us to keep our eyes on the bigger picture. Success isn't about immediate results. It's about the gradual accumulation of small, intentional actions that align with our purpose and values. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Each challenge and obstacle is an opportunity for growth, a chance to refine our mindset and develop our character. And as we progress on this journey, consistency becomes the natural outcome of our commitment to personal growth. So, take a moment to reflect on your life and where you might need to apply these Stoic principles. Are you taking responsibility for your actions? Are you focusing on what you can control? Are you allowing the temporary nature of setbacks to fuel your resilience instead of discouraging you? By practicing these principles, you can achieve not just consistency, but also a deeper sense of inner peace and fulfillment. In the end, Stoicism doesn't promise an easy path, but it does promise that with the right mindset and perseverance, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and consistency. By adopting these Stoic principles, you can create lasting habits that don't just improve your productivity or performance, but shape you into a more resilient, grounded, and virtuous person. Stay consistent, stay present, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.